That topic looks a bit complicated, isn't it? When Lisa pronounced that several minutes ago, I was like, what is it about? It's actually about the extractor flashes. First I want to say thanks to Lisa and all of you who was create this place, and thank you for investigation your time in that process. Okay, brief icebreaker. That's me and my cat. My name is Vladimir Kravtsov. I'm a Tableau consultant and customer times. I'm also Tableau and Power BI technology trainer in Brunei. Previously, I worked at Luxsoft. I saw my colleagues here and in PIC. So let's quickly review our agenda. We will speak about pain points, our architecture of our system, technical and administrative solution, SLAs, finally build some dashboards, and business value in finally Q&A session. Okay, guys. Do you like this picture? Have you ever received that a lot? Yeah, I also don't like it. I'm so distracted with these mails. I'm so boring about that, and one day I decided to do something with that because it's just disaster. So I decided to fix our pain points, issues. What happened? Why do I have this mood? So first one was like our reports just don't refresh at all. For some reasons, some errors appears, we just didn't investigate it, we just fixed some kind of error and that's all. Or sometimes it's just passed. So error appears, then it passed, okay, just forget about it. Another problem, it's a huge one, and this is about unsynchronized process, about ETL process and about the extractor refresh. So as you know, ETL process is pushed by some orchestrators, and it happens in data warehouse okay? And extractor refresh is on the Tableau server or Tableau cloud side. So this is two different parts, and it's obviously unsynchronized. Tableau extract is pushed by schedule, according to the schedule. So that was the same. The second problem. Third one is about SLAs. I don't remember exact date when our customer received our reports in the particular time in the time when they need this. The data was always outdated. It was always the problem for them. And as a side effect, we almost lost trust in our data from customer. And this is a very important point because they don't need you if they don't believe in the data. So be careful with that. So moving next, this is our current setup. Not Power BI, sorry guys, I didn't told it. So Tableau as a BI system, I mean, you can use Power BI superset whenever you want. It doesn't matter in this approach. So we are speaking about Tableau now. Tableau, and in data warehouse we have Postgre for storage data and the Airflow for orchestrator. And the Salesforce as the main source. That's pretty common schema. Some of you is probably using this. Step into our solution aspects, and here is I divided to two different parts, to technical one and to administrative. Technical will be very boring, guys, sorry, but let's start from this. So let's revise two different approach. First approach is pretty default, so you can obviously all of you use this if you use Tableau server to refresh your data. No, please, no. Okay, I have at least Okay, it was in the minutes, not in the seconds. I'm fine. So. Two different. Okay, there is two different approaches. So first let's speak about default approach. We have two processes. First is ETL process, when you are collecting data, transform it, and put it in some tables, views, and so on. And another one is about the server part, where you can push some embedded extracts from by the schedule, manually sometimes, and so on. So this is the main part. It's two different processes. In your approach, we want to push our extract from ETL process and completely refuse from, we will reject from our schedules on Tableau side. So let's dive into new approach. First of all, what we need to start, it's obviously token. I hope most of you know what does it mean. It's personal access token. You can claim it in your setting profile on Tableau Cloud or Tableau server. So it's pretty easy. You can Google it. That's 2 clicks. That's not so difficult. And another one, it's a table with workbooks. It's not necessary, but you better use it. So you can receive it with a Tableau server client library or even with different ways. So you also can Google it. But by the way, it's not necessary. I will tell you why. So let's quickly take a look on our function. So there is only 5 steps. First, we import in some libraries. Then we connect us to Tableau server using the token and also connecting to Postgre and so on. So third one is most important thing. We are pushing our extracts from Airflow. Then we are waiting for refresh status to put it into another table. So and in the end we finally put our data which we receive here in another table. So it was probably difficult, complicated. Let's take a look at it. So we have a workbook ID. We put this workbook ID to refresh task. By this refresh task, we push extract embedded in workbook, obviously, and then we put all of our results in different table to analyze that, to do something with it. Okay, you can do the same, not with Airflow libraries, but with Tableau Server Client. Even this is what you need if you will use not Airflow but different orchestrator. So that looks like something on production. We have different tasks like extract something, transform and load, and at the end we have our book refresh task. So put it in the end after all of the process, and it will push extract with all actual data. And one more important thing, don't forget about timestamps. That's pretty common thing for all of you, I think, who is developers. These date stamps in the angle of your reports, which shows you our users when this data was retrieved, is it actual or not, and this is why we receive those mails from the first slide. Okay, one more step is extracting metadata from Airflow. We needed to just to analyze this data in more details, to compare to see not only the extract files but the whole process in common. Probably something went wrong with run, probably whole DAG was failed or something. It's also pretty easy to receive this. There's a lot of articles on the internet how you can do that. So, and new schema will look like this. So you're probably familiar already with the main one, and we also add small table with Airflow metadata, put some run ID metadata here, and that's all. So that's pretty easy. Finally, let's summarize what we have. At the end, we have two tables. First table is with airflow metadata and job statuses. In job statuses, we have statuses of extract, report, which is related to this refresh, and that's all. Actually, this is what we need. Except of that, we also have to refresh task in Airflow. One is exact pushing our extract, and another one is collecting our timestamp data, which is also necessary. We can put it already in data source, but in Tableau data source, it's still version 1, by the way. We connect all, as a main table, we can use all Airflow data, and to all Airflow data we can connect, we can join our statuses, our workbooks, our reports, and so on. This is, what is it? This is SLAs. I hate this, and let's fight against them, because it's also, we always have fails with SLAs. That's also the huge pain. What we did, we conduct several sessions with customers and with team to define what we actually need to clarify some policies, to finally answer on these questions. Could we reduce amount of refreshes, because sometimes it's just a redundancy to use 3 of them. What is the consequences of failing SLAs, and so on. And for the team, the main point was how to measure that, how to measure our success and those SLA stuff. Obviously, we went to Confluence, as we like. We create some articles, statements, and finally table. I know you like the tables. So with report, frequency of refresh, and start and end date. The main point is to approve it with customer, because we can create whenever you want, and we have to approve that. And I highly recommend to revise it and review it with customers one time in several months, not even in 3 months, maybe more frequently. I told you that what will be boring, and we are almost in the end of technical part. We can parse the confluence. It's pretty easy. I don't want to say what exactly happens there in the code, but in the end, as a result, we have a table with all reports and with their SLAs, and we can connect our reports to our SLAs, to our refreshes, and see, are we into SLA or not? So pay attention. One report is corresponding with two rows. For example, report 2. This is why we can't use just a regular connection. We have to choose relationships, because it's many-to-many connection. Okay, that's all with technical part. I hope you're still alive. Because we are moving next, and this is administrative part and what we have to do before we start developing our reports. We obviously arrange some meetings with customers and with team, mostly with team actually, and we decide what we're gonna do with that data, what we have, how we will provide info to customer, should we conduct some survey about satisfaction, and so on. Which type of reports do we move on this new approach, and what we're gonna do with new reports, and the most important one, how we will measure our success. So for horsemen of dashboards just appears, and we create 4 different reports: operational, weekly, and analytical, and key performance indicator one. And let's go one by one. First one is operational. So I think I can show it here. Well, the downloading. Okay, I will briefly introduce you in that. So and it shows us almost real data, so you can see which. Oops, it's too early. Okay, for example, you can see which run and which extract failed, what happened with exact report and when. So you also can see those SLAs here, these orange bars, not bars, but something. Okay, it was like reference band or something like this. So yeah, you can see that's pretty easy Gantt visualization. So speaking about the whole report, whole dashboard, who is our audience? Our audience is a customer or stakeholders who can see what happened with their data, what happened. Is it okay or not? Data warehouse, business analysts, and obviously BI team. How do we deliver this to customers or to the team? We use alerts here, subscriptions, and obviously Tableau Cloud. When I don't need subscription here, I just can check it on Tableau Cloud. Action, what can be based on this report is quick response to critical events, adjustment business processes, and we can resolve some issues and deviations. Okay. Moving next, only 3 left. I think this is the most important thing, because we use it to review all of our issues during the week. So we have a work group, like who is one data warehouse member, BA, and one business analyst here. So one day during the week we have a meeting to discuss what happened, which reports failed, why, what causes, and everything we discuss. Make some action points to do them on the next week. So, and we go one by one to review all of those reports and all of those errors. And then one huge point and important, customers and stakeholders could also participate in that. So they feel free to use it. So they invite it, and sometimes they came, sometimes not, but they able to, and that's very important. Actions, it's like our weekly performance. We do some stuff with that, like fixing errors, reviewing them, and so on. I forget. And one more thing. Yeah, you can see, for example, I can check report 6 and see what happened exactly with some task or some report or what happened. Also, there is some SLA. It doesn't look great, but it works. So there is some which, for example, report 6, it doesn't doesn't get in SL gates, unfortunately, but that happens for some reason. Okay, moving next. This is analytical report. We use it not so frequently as a weekly one, but at least one time in a month. We review some deviations, why, like some I don't know what trends and so on. Find some insights. So the audience is not so wide as previous reports. It's only internal teams. We found one insight when some for legacy reasons we had like one task which has significantly a lot of refreshes, and this is, we don't understand why, and we understand previous BI data warehouse team used it as a filler. That was painful. So let me show you. So yeah, that works like this. So for example, you can choose some task, see how this is duration, task duration, it increased or it decreased, and so on. So this is more problematic task here. And it looks like this. Last one is a key performance indicator, obviously, and we can check here some of our indicators. We decide to choose 4 of them, like amount of failed runs, success rate, SLA rate, and DUG duration. You can see the calculation here about failed runs. You understand what is it, and the DUG duration you obviously also understand what is it. So the subscription for managers, of course, to let them understand what happened and what not. So it's okay, it's nothing to see here. Okay, some kind of KPIs, periods, and so on. That's pretty easy to understand. So, we are almost done. Let's speak about conclusions and what we achieved, actually. So we create a work group to review all of our issues. Like it participate in develop. It was they were participating in this new approach development. They participate in weekly reviews, in KPIs, and so on. So that's the whole work group. Transparency of our refresh and our data is significantly increased because, as you see, customers are able to check almost every step. Like, this is very transparent. We have a lot of data from Airflow. We just don't understand what we can do with it, but we will do something. We found some insights, obviously, and the main point is we increased trust in our data significantly. Okay, the last one is about business value. What we bring to us and what we bring to company. First one is reduce. This is reduce of number of escalation. Before we implement our approach, we receive. Okay, it's not like escalations. I mean, we receive mails, but I hate it. This is why I call it escalations, okay? I mean, we receive those mails 2 or 3 times per week. That's pretty frequently. And now we receive it only 1 time in 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even less. So that's cool. We can spend our time to development or something else, or just lay down on the sofa. So we increased trust in our reports, and the adoption rate is represented. So our report we use increased in 7%, and session duration also increased in 9%. And the final one, we conduct satisfaction survey before we implement new approach and after we implement new approach. And it shows us, so 35, satisfaction index increased in 34%. So that's pretty huge. Almost every 3rd person said it started to be better. So that's all. I hope that was not boring and was very useful. You can ask your question. Feel free. I got a lot of hands.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, thank you. Really cool. Thank you very much for the speech. It was quite impressive. So, am I correct that you also give some information about whenever the extractor was successful itself in the cloud server?
Yes, it's also in that.
Oh, cool. So, and what happens if it fails? Sometimes when it fails not on the DUG side and the developer side?
Yeah, we can see it on a personal dashboard.
Yeah, and do you have something like after start or trying?
No, we don't have like notification. No, we don't have it.
Okay.
But it's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, but really cool approach.
Thanks.
How you connections between the source and DAC and the table. And okay, sorry.
Yeah, here when some DAC when you push the extract, then you put one row in the with run ID and report name. We put report name in exact Airflow DAC, which is where refresh task is. I don't know how to say it properly. Okay, let's. I will try a different way. Okay, let's see like this. We have refreshment task in the whole DAC, and this DAC has like variables with workbook name, and we put it here. We using the workbook table from here, and this is how we put report name to job statuses, and then we merge, not merge, but join job statuses with the report name to Airflow table.
It's like when you create new
Run ID?
data source, you need to create manually a new DAC which will update your.
Yeah. We have.
It's manual.
Yes.
Okay. Understand. Thank you. I thought that you generated automatically. I don't know, maybe parsing your data source.
No. But that's I don't know why we didn't do that, but yeah, that's a good point. That's pretty. It seems like pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. I just wanted to be sure. So you like close any automatic refreshes on the double sign
Yes.
to move to the airport.
Oh.
So do you have still possibility to make manual refresh in the Tableau?
Yeah. Sometimes. Sometimes.
I guess it's not.
For example, for ad hoc reports or for some different reports, obviously we can do that. Like business analysts do that when they need that. So yeah, we didn't forbid this option. We are not able to forbid that.
It just won't be logged in the job statuses, yes?
We just don't use any schedules, so that means extract will not be refreshed. So, but manually, yeah, you can do that. You can refresh.
Just to avoid these red numbers on your beautiful charts.
It will be easy if you start to use this approach.
Oh, come on, guys. I saw a lot of farms. Yeah.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I have an answer. As for me, the Confluence part, it's it's a bit complicated. And what's your suggestion to replace it in easier way? Because in many companies, they do have Atlassian infrastructure and Confluence, and they think you can replace it with something. What you
replacing with what? With different libraries or?
No, I think we can replace it like in Google Sheet or something easier. Okay, how to explain?
I understand. I got your question. Yeah, you can use whenever you want, like Confluence, even Teams. But anyway, you should adjust these timestamps. You have to fix this with customers. You have to explain to your customers and to your team, like, guys, now since that moment, we are refreshing this extract since 7 a.m. till 9 a.m. and you have to fix it somewhere. It doesn't matter where it will be, like Confluence, Google Sheet, whenever you want.
Yeah, but my point is parsing Confluence with beautiful soup is not the easiest way to do it, as I think.
Yeah, probably some libraries just exist, but maybe I just know this way to end. This is why I did.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, do you monitor data quality via this process? For example, you say that your users trust you more, you deviate data more, but I didn't see anything about data quality.
Yeah, we actually check that, but not in this process. That's a different process in data governance, in the huge data governance process.
Okay, but I think that it also should be placed in some reports, yeah?
Not on that. We have a bunch of reports about data governance. There we have that with some, let's say, calculations from reports, report naming, and so on.
Yes, I understand, and so I still can't understand the metrics that users trust your data more if their session is longer.
Okay, that's good. That's good question. This is okay. On my point of view, it's like some users. If user don't like that report, like he thinks, oh, it could be wrong data. So I just checked. Maybe next time I will not check, and I will be on this report much less time. I don't know. I think that's like a metric of that adoption rate.
Of course, it's a metric, but I think it's a question to discuss in your team because I don't. Maybe user will spend less time, and it is the reason that he trusts a bit because he doesn't need to check everything.
Yeah, it's like systematical error of survival. Yeah.
Okay, I found it all. I trust this data, and if I don't trust, I can spend more time because I will compare the numbers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe that's a good point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Already thinking about some stuff that I can implement in my company. So just wanted to make sure that I understand correctly. So does this process work because you have separate data for each of your dashboards?
Not for each of them, but for 3 dashboards we have one DAG. For 4 dashboards we have different DAG, and so on, like bunch of DAGs for several reports.
So you have your data source completely constructed by your data?
Yes.
So I'm just thinking how the process works if we have just some of the ETL processes which, construct some tables, and then inside of Tableau we have table joins, for example. Would that be able to, implement this rule?
You mean Tableau joins?
Like for example, let's say we have like users table, which is from the ETL process, and then we have a subscriptions table in the other. But these 2 tables are they present themselves in like 5 dashboards or 6 dashboards, and so I want to refresh these dashboards only after I make sure that these ETL processes are.
I got it. In my approach, it looks like I will refresh it one time when the users, users DAG will build view, and after that, after subscription DAG will use it. So I think you can. That's a good point. You can put this data source you can use this workbook ID only in subscription DAG if you need it. But it's also a good point to discuss.
Well, what I was thinking just like here implies maybe, go from ETL process to each table and then send, signals in Airflow, and then there will be a separate DAG which refreshes all the...
Yeah, probably, create different DAG to refresh everything when all previous DAG finished, like this?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, it sounds great.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for your presentation. That was very interesting. My first question is about building a separate DAG that runs the, like, you moved the update process to the DAG into Airflow. So my question is this DAG following its own schedule, or it is linked to the ETL process? So if the Postgres table is being updated, does that mean that the DAG that refreshes is also launched?
Like we have, I didn't get your question, but like we have the schedule for all DAGs and tasks when go one by one according to the schedule.
I mean, like, how do you think what is the best approach? Like, so you have this DAG that updates the data source for Tableau, right?
Yeah.
But it takes the data from Postgres table, right? So it takes and pushes to Tableau.
Yep.
So if this Postgres table is being updated, for example, you fix something, you relaunch the DAG, so this Postgres table is being updated. So do you relaunch that DAG that pushes table to Tableau, or it just follows its own schedule? For example, once a day, no matter what.
No, it follows the DAG.
Oh, follows the DAG.
Yep.
Okay. And second question about these reports that shows you the SLA. So you gave users the transparency, right? They see how many reports are not meeting the SLAs and so on. So I guess you mentioned that, but I missed it. What's the escalating process, right? And if you gave this opportunity to follow the dashboards, you see how many reports are failed in meeting the SLAs. Does it mean that you're creating also the KPI for the analysts? It's like,
no, this is not official one. No, please, this is not official one. We just did it for ourselves to control those situations only because we hate escalations.
And how do you think where this is heading to?
Sorry,
how do you think this process is it leading you to a future where you have KPIs for the analysts?
I hope not, because in this case we created some pain for ourselves where we don't want it. So we explain this to customer. We don't want to, don't want to this process as a key indicator for our work. It's like for your information, and that's all. I hope it won't happen.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Thanks for your question.
There is so many questions. You're a legend.
Thanks.
So guys, any question? Right?
Thanks, Vladimir. It was amazing. Let's give